It's video number 14! Yes, it's been 40 videos since I started, and how else to celebrate this momentous occasion but to review the most latest in Primeology with Optimus Prime of Dark of the Moon. So, remember when I said,
and I just definitely think that this is definitely one of the best Optimus Primes I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a lot to fill up, coming from me. So, how does this guy fill in his predecessor's shoes? Well, as you can see, he already has a bit of a disadvantage not being a leader class guy, and he's also got a disadvantage being kind of a small Voyager-sized class as well. I mean, look at him, he's pretty small there. I mean, you can just tell by looking, he's actually kind of small, and it's basically, I think, due to this stupid weapon. But, as mech tech weapons go, it is actually one of the cooler ones. See, but we'll take a look at that real quickly right here with Dark of the Moon Optimus. So here's Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, and as you can see, he's got basically the same color scheme as the previous one, and he's got blue. He's got this nice deep blue, and I like how it looks. The plastic looks really nice and really cool. And then there's red up here and a bit darker red up here, and there's really not too much boring gray on here. I think there's actually less than there was in the Revenge of the Fallen one, so he gets a bit of a break there. And I like how the wheels kind of on his feet, they kind of, well, first of all, they end up on his feet, and I like how they both end up in the same place. That's pretty cool. He just looks a lot well thought. He just looks really well put together, really well thought out and everything. And it looks like they took their time with him. And now, despite him being kind of small for a Voyager-sized figure, I mean, they're all scaled down, so you can't really take too much off for that alone. I mean, you know, and it is kind of a shame that he's not a leader class figure, especially since it looks like they made room for Bumblebee being leader and not this guy, which obviously should have been this guy. But, I don't know, maybe he's supposed to be smaller than Sentinel Prime, so maybe that's why. But, yeah, he just looks like, I mean, he's like almost an action figure because of he's like basically a perfect action figure just about, because he's got all kinds of joints and he can make all kinds of poses and everything. I mean, he's just absolutely fantastic. This is amazing engineering here. I mean, he's got like a physique. It's awesome. Now, as for these tanks back here behind him, I kind of liked how they worked on the blast figure better, being more in. But the instructions show for it to kind of splay out on the side like this. And they don't really get in the way. It's just, you know, I kind of wish it didn't. And when you look on the back, you can see nothing but gray, and that is really kind of annoying. I mean, it just looks like bones like that. It's like got a bit of a weak spot back here. But if you look at him from the front, he looks awesome, but from the back, he just looks no good. That's kind of annoying. But taking a break from the robot mode, let's take a look at this weapon. And as you know before, if you've seen any of the other mech tech weapons, you know that they're just kind of these things that just protrude off of them in some little hole that this goes in. And for the most part, this does the same thing, except that he can actually hold it like a gun, like his old gun from G1, and that's pretty cool. But what it does is you just push down that, and it does this. I'm not really sure what the point of that is. It's just, I guess the gun kind of comes out a little. I don't know. It's something to do. But it looks pretty good in his hand, you know. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It really does. But this guy just has so much presence. He just looks so, I mean, despite him being small, he just looks like he totally rules. Like he is the leader, and he can be small if he wants to. And like I said, you know, he's not like small compared to the other Dark of the Moon guys, because like here's Roadbuster, and as you can see, you know, he's about right there actually, you know. So yeah, you know, he's not like, you know, dwarfed by the other guys or anything. He's doing pretty good, and he's in scale with the other Voyager-sized figures, I believe. So I think, you know, he does pretty well. So on his own, you know, he's great, and with the other Dark of the Moon guys, he's also very great. You know, it doesn't really get in the way that he's kind of small. I also noticed that he looks a little different, which is kind of odd. I've always wondered, because it's like he's the same Optimus from the previous two movies, so why would he look any different? But I guess you could always argue it's some sort of an upgrade or something that makes him be all cooler and leaner. But he does look a bit leaner and thinner, but, you know, not like weak thin, just very strong thin. Anyway, but now, that was robot mode. Let's take a look at that alt mode. So here we go. With Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime, alt mode. Oh yeah. I think so. Yeah. So here we go. As you can see, it's a bit different from the Revenge of the Fallen one. First of all, you got this blue paneling up there. What is he, solar powered or something? But yeah, I'm not really sure what that is supposed to be. Maybe it'll explain in the movie. But yeah, it doesn't really roll that well. As far as the transformation goes, it wasn't nearly as difficult as I thought it'd be. Nothing like the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus. Now, you may get frustrated at certain points, but other than that, it's really actually kind of simple. It really is. But it does leave you with kind of an ugly truck mode. I mean, I don't want to say it's really awful, but, I mean, it's not like, well, not like the Revenge of the Fallen truck or anything. I mean, it's not that great looking. It just looks a little messed up. I mean, you got gaps here and there, and you can try your best to kind of squeeze them together a little bit, and it kind of works, but, I don't know. But as you can see, the smokestacks are much straighter on this one because they're not really so easily bent as the old one was. So that's actually quite a plus right there. But yeah. Now, as far as this weapon goes, you can store it on the side like this, but you know how I feel about those things. Much better idea is just to stick it back here on the trailer hitch and pretend that you're actually putting a trailer on there. And there you go. You got a weapon storage, and it doesn't look ridiculous or anything. It kind of looks like it's supposed to look. Now, I have heard that, now, as you may know, there is an Optimus Prime for the Dark of the Moon coming out that's going to come with his trailer. Now, if you want to hold out for that one, I suggest you do it, because, I mean, let's face it, this is never going to be as awesome as an Optimus with the trailer. But if you do want to get him, I don't see why not, because the rollout mode definitely makes up for this kind of ugly alt mode. But as alt modes go, I mean, it's not really that bad, and it is a nice little truck, and the blue just shines all over the place. It's just awesomely beautiful. I mean, it really is cool. While not as awesome as his Revenge of the Fallen predecessor, or even maybe 2007 predecessor, he is, however, a very close representation of how the Optimus will look in the movie. And as that alone, he definitely deserves to be in your collection, or anyone else's. Despite his faults, this Optimus is definitely got the touch. Was that too cheesy? But yeah, of course I love this guy. I mean, it's Optimus Prime. Who wouldn't love him? And yeah, it's a nice truck. It's a nice robot mode. It's a nice truck. I definitely say get it if you want it. But there are other Voyagers such as Shockwave or others that I would personally get before I'd get this one. If you just want to collect the very bare essentials of this line. So yeah, I'd say it's an either or, it's maybe whatever you feel like doing, really, it's up to you. But this has been video 40, here's to 40 more, or 60 more if you want. And this is Optimus Prime, I'm Creature Hunt Guy, let's go for 40 people, let's make this happen. But, only if you want. So, thanks for subscribing, all you have subscribed, thanks for commenting, all that have commented, or just the occasional watcher, I like you too. So, see you later.